it's one thing to know all the social rules, but then there's another thing you have to know when to bend them a little bit.
Ronk.
Today we got the Brooklyn Tip Tops, your home team, against the Atlanta Crackers. It's a beautiful day for a ball game. There's no such thing as bears, all right? There's one right behind me, isn't there? Oh, hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the 8th episode of the Jake and Kevin show. Jake, hit him with that freestyle.
Emina, give him an enema.
All right. Oh, I don't look so bad from last week.
That's my Crystalia quote. Isn't that Crystalia that said that?
Yeah.
It's a Little Wayne.
Shout out Crystalia.
Didn't he get cancer or something?
He got cancer?
I don't know. Moving on. So I was showing you before we started this podcast. I was showing you how I cut a deep gash in my hand and it was bleeding a lot. I didn't tell you how I did, and it's really stupid. I dropped my credit card in between my brother's car seat, and like the abyss, so you can't get stuff.
Yeah.
And it fell like in the hardest spot to get. And I was like, I don't usually get frustrated super easy, but I was kind of steaming. I like moving the forward, backwards. I was like going from the back to the front, and I reached in there so far, and like I was like, and I just grinded my hand. I was like, I didn't even get the card.
What if it didn't even like grind your hand, but there was like a little mogwai in there? Just
ew.
And he's just holding your credit card and just scratching your hand.
Disgusting. Well, actually, honestly, as long as it's not an earwig, then I'm okay. Earwigs are disgusting.
It just bites your hand like this and starts pumping eggs into your hand.
Ew. Dude, anything with eggs is just disgusting.
Yeah, I know. I remember that one time I brought up eggs like in your ear. You didn't like that one.
Ear? What do you mean?
Yeah. When there was like a queen gnat in your ear just pumping out eggs.
Oh, yeah. Ew. Well, this isn't an egg thing, but I used to watch like those ER shows. And then this one guy had like, she's like, I hear something in my ear hurts. They're like, it's probably just, are you using Q-tips? Like, told you not to use Q-tips. Like, no, something's in my ear. And they're like, we'll take a look. And they look like, oh God, there's a cockroach in your ear. And like, they had to like, I think it was actually like a June bug or something. It was something beetle, something gross. And they had to like get it out, but it was like burrowing deeper into her ear.
No.
Yeah, I just picture like one of those like fat but dissy spiders that just pops full of a million spiders. Ugh. Gives me goosies all over me.
I caught a fly in a water bottle maybe a couple weeks ago, and David was still alive. I thought it was dead because I like hit it with the water bottle, and then it kind of just like rolled over, and I was like, well, yeah, I had another one to my collection. So I like scooped him up in the water bottle and just put him on and just like put him on the counter. And apparently he was still alive, and David was like playing with it, and he just took it and just like started he slammed it. And he said it just exploded into like 1,000 maggots. It was like pregnant. And just like worms just exploded everywhere.
Please tell me that's a joke.
It's not only is not a joke, but then David caught another fly last week, a week later, and the same thing happened.
Are you telling me? How mostly like microscopic maggots, right? Like little tiny things.
I guess I was kind of pissed because I really wanted to see it the first time. He was telling me, he's like, dude, you should have seen it. And then it happened the second time. And he's like, yeah. And I just it exploded into maggots. And then he opens up the bottle and pours bleach into it. I was like, why didn't you it's not going to. But I wanted to see it because he said it literally like, okay, so it was a giant horsefly.
Okay, so it had to be like a big girthy
It
fly.
well, the one I didn't get to see the second one. The one I caught was enormous, and he said that it literally just
The chest
exploded.
burster.
Yeah.
Like, going after you guys.
Mhm.
Dude, it's funny you bring up Max because just the other day I was innocently taking my garbage out, and it was like, okay, a hot night. This is like 10 o'clock at night because garbage was the following morning, and I just got them. I throw garbage in there and like actually I don't even know if I had to throw garbage. I just had to dig garbage out, bring it to the curb. You know, like my bin. You know, like the ones that like open up and then they
Yeah.
have
What?
wheels. I'm talking about right. But
Yeah.
okay, so I had to bring it to the curb, but it's like pitch black at night because it was like 10 o'clock. And it's like 95 out, like a humid, stinky night. So I walk up there with my flashlight because I don't want to step any
But
like
does he?
like badussi or some gadussi on the ground. So I'm like walking, and I'm like, oh my god, this garbage stinks. And I know I got a schnoz on me, but it wasn't
Yeah.
even that. It was just some stanky ass garbage. And like
Oh,
I
this
was like,
garbage fucking stinks.
dude,
Yeah.
and so I always like shake that. I always like even when I always kind of like look peek. I always like peek to make sure like there's like raccoon. My fear is like a raccoon's like nah, like right at me right when I open
Mhm.
it. Like oh, it's like um
You just mag dump the garbage before you open it.
so I just open it a little bit. Maggots all over, like all over it,
Oh.
like. I was
Yeah.
like, dude. I was like, oh my god. So I like, obviously slant like I just like slammed it shut. And I was like, oh. I I just like as far away from my body as I possibly could, dragged it to the curb. It was disgusting. It smelled horrible.
Was there like
I just
a was there like a little drill sergeant maggot like wearing a hat? Get in line, maggots.
no. But yeah, it was gross. And then actually I was thinking though, I was like, I feel like there's people that just have like no gross they're gross tolerant. So I think I have a high pain tolerance, but
Hmm.
but but as a result of that, uh, I have just the lowest gross tolerance you can get. They just gross me out. I don't like it. They just ugh. So yeah, any little thing just really grosses me out. I'm not touching that. That's too. Mm-mm,
I
mm-mm.
feel like I used to have a low gross tolerance, but I think I'm gonna say eighth day of college.
Hate that.
So me and my roommate is a guy I knew where we decided, you know what? Hello?
Hello.
Okay, so
Anyways, continue.
hello?
Hello.
I don't know. I thought I heard something weird.
It's probably just the malaka in your house. So it's like morphs through like your green screen behind you.
Oh, you guys just
Some.
see a face pushing through the
Oh
screen.
my god! I was just thinking like you see like two hanging legs like come into the frame,
Oh,
like bare legs, bare feeties.
bear legs. So it's a grizzly bear. Kevin,
Oh,
there's bear legs behind you.
Kevin. Okay, I feel like I have a good horror movie. Kevin, there's something
Jake, not
behind
now.
you.
Jake. And then a sickle just cuts my head off.
Or you're like yeah, honestly like this whole bear thing is like he's getting way out of whack. Like there's something, and I'm like staring at you and you're like it's standing right behind me, isn't it?
Yeah. Guys,
It's
there
like,
are
then like
no
drools
such
on you.
thing. Yeah. There's no such thing as bears, all right? There's one right behind me, isn't there?
Just drooling on you. Feel the breath.
It's one of those circus bears. He like
Dee,
he
dee,
like
dee, 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 dee.
he rides up on a unicycle.
Yeah, a little penguin hat.
Mhm.
All right, so you and your roommate,
He's holding
as
a
you were saying.
balloon. Uh 8th day of school, whatever.
Mhm.
We're in the substance free dorm, which pretty much means I mean, so
See
honestly,
you
I don't
out.
know. I don't know what they would do, but as like you're just moving into college
Yeah.
and they're telling you like, okay, if you're even caught intoxicated in the dorm, then like you get kicked out. So we're like,
Oh, he's even just drinking.
yeah, yeah, no, no, it's. I mean, yeah, just drinking. But
Okay.
like, I mean, come on, it's college, so like, of course we're gonna go out and drink.
It's college, baby.
I I'm just like laying in bed, and like my
Hmm.
friend just comes home absolutely obliterated,
Yeah.
and I like see him. He's like stumbling around. Like he comes home with all of his stuff in a gallon Ziploc bag, like all of his stuff, like phone, keys, wallet, like everything he owns is just like in a like a Ziploc bag. Like one of his like friends drops him off. I was like, okay, I don't. So I like he's like fumbling around. I like take the room garbage can and it had like a bag in it and just like put it next to his bed.
Yeah.
Maybe 20 minutes later, I hear him like, he. I like look at him. He gets up. He stands up, and like the garbage can's sitting right on the side of his bed. So all he
Yeah.
really effectively had to do is turn his head and just throw up, and it would have mostly got in the garbage can. Gets up, takes 2 steps past the garbage can, and at this point, I'm like there's no like that's already not good, and
Yeah.
then just throws up all over the floor, like on like right into like our door. Like it's just like I can like see it like seeping into the hallway, and I'm just
My God.
oh. And then he was like he threw up. There's some people who can like I guess it's few and far. This is such a gross episode. I'm sorry,
Yes.
guys.
This is like Dirty Jobs episode.
This is like the Halloween horror episode.
I know.
But so he just throws up everywhere, and like there's
Oh, by the
some.
way, gross warning. Gross warning.
uh,
Interesting.
there's some people who can like throw up gracefully.
Hmm.
Like it's few and far between, but this is not a graceful throw up.
How do
This
you
was
agree?
like
How do you mean?
not loud. Like it like okay, not gracefully,
Oh, me.
but
I think I throw grace. Remember when I ran past you?
yeah, that's another throw up story. Honestly, we're just gonna keep it rolling with the throw up stories. I'll
I have a
tell that
poop
story right
story.
after this.
I'm waiting to say my poop story. So
I don't know
gear
if
up.
we're gonna. I don't know if we'll do. We could do poop today. I
It's a
don't know.
quick poop story. It's
But
not
anyway,
my poop.
it's just you just hear you just throwing up like just like like right next to the door, and our RA is like lives like 2 rooms down.
I was gonna
So
say.
so I'm thinking like, oh man, like we're getting kicked out of this dorm like immediately, and it was like a even though it was a substance free dorm, it was like in the good air. Like it had AC, which is a big thing. It was like
Yeah.
in the good air. It was like in the mix. So we liked this dorm, and so what I spent like 30 minutes just cleaning up his like throw up from everywhere,
Mhm.
and then ever since then, like I haven't really cared about throw up.
That's a good roommate of you to do that. I'll be honest. That's a quality roommate. I'll be like, damn, dude, I owe you one. I feel really bad. But anyways, I have a roommate. I have a roommate poop story. Actually, poop and vomit story.
Oh, I don't want to.
Poop and vomit warning. Really quick. This is gonna sound this is gonna sound fake, but I promise you it's real. I may have told you the story, Kevin. I might not have. I know I've mentioned my freshman year roommate in this podcast like once. The last episode, the LARPing episode. He LARPed. So
Oh yeah.
he's kind of a different character. There were some guys I made friends with down the hall for me freshman year. I was in dorms. They were wild souls to say the least.
Hmm.
Okay, we kind of grew apart as I got older, or as like the years went on. But like I'm just saying that just covered my ass after what to tell you they did. So yeah, they like had beef with my roommate. Like my roommate like annoyed them. Like so they always like try to like instigate stuff. Like now I would just like watch like. Hmm, because I'm just a little instigator, aren't I? I'm just a little teaser. So, anyways, my roommate like locked them out of like my room because he didn't want them in there, and I was just like sitting. I think I was like doing homework probably or something. I'm sitting at my desk like, and okay, this is disgusting. One of them pooped into a Ziploc bag,
Oh.
like one of those gallon ones, actually, coincidentally. And
Hmm.
then he
Oh.
like knocked on the door, so that my roommate like, went to the door like, I'm not letting you guys in. And then but the guy like huffed the bag under the because there's a pretty big gap under the. I mean, he could have just like splattered it all, but he didn't do that. But he huffed like a huge cloud. I mean, as you can imagine what it smelled like. Huffed it.
It smelled like shit.
It smelled like shit. And then my roommate just threw up on the spot. And that is a true
Oh.
story. And I couldn't believe I obviously, like I said, my gross tolerance is 0. I was like, I cannot believe what
So,
just happened.
your perspective, you're sitting there doing your work. You're
Yeah,
knocking the
I don't
door.
remember what I was doing.
15, 10, 15, 20 seconds later, you just smell shit. You're just like, oh, okay, well that's shit.
I heard like laugh, like something. I knew some scheme was afoot.
And then all of a sudden, like behind you, like maybe at his desk, you hear, oh, what is that? And
Mhm.
he throws up. So now you're sitting in a room with throw up and shit smell.
Well, okay, I will interject and say one thing. He did open the door to try to run for the bathroom, but he like didn't make it far and just threw up.
Oh,
So
he
I
didn't
think
throw
it
up
was
in the room.
it was not
I was
in the
gonna say,
room.
I thought you were like
Or else
locked in.
I would have for sure
I
thrown up.
thought you were locked in a room and you were just smelling
Mm,
shit and throw up, and there's just and
no,
you're like,
Kevin, if
I
I
stand the world when I'm with you. It just
I would have puked all over the place if that was the case. So no, but close,
okay.
almost. So that what? So my roommate, thank you for doing. Thanks for getting out of the room before you threw up. And yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely top 5 one of the gross things in my life. I can't. I'm trying to think of gross things, but maybe we should table the gross topics for right now. Move on or not.
There was one time I was at a bar. It was like a nice bar, so it's like this shenanery shouldn't have been happening.
Yeah.
Get a
Is that
tap on the
college?
shoulder. No, this was in downtown. Get a tap on the shoulder, like, oh hey, I was with like the guys who tapped me. He's like, oh hey, just so you know, all right, do I say his? Just so you know,
Johnny.
just so you know, Johnny is gonna throw up. As soon as I hear like the word throw up, all I hear is just something hit the back of my leg. Cause I like turned around like this. I just feel something hit the back of my leg, and then I turn around because I was like, oh, and I just see him just like in this nice bar, just right at the bar top, just throwing up all over the floor, and it's like just running down my leg. It's like covering the back of my right leg, and I can see it. I was wearing pants, and I was wearing like leather boots, and like the pants like weren't didn't go over the boots because they were too skinny, or like I don't know how it happened, but pretty much it started just dripping off my leg and started I saw it rolling into my boot, and then I just had to live with that for the rest of the night.
I don't like that story at all.
That's pretty gross. But then
Yeah,
again,
that's disgusting. I don't like
I'm
that.
s- I'm so desensitized to throw up. Like
See, I didn't. I would have gone into a straight. I just would have just
mhm.
gone to a coma and just collapsed. Maybe I don't
Ah! Y- Your brain just
know.
stops working.
Dude.
Is there anything else we can talk about?
Well, actually, I was gonna say I was googling some stuff like because I was bored, and I was looking at would you rather's,
Okay. Okay, we could
and
do some would you rathers.
um
Would you rather Marshall Mather?
there's a lot of stupid ones, but the number one was like, would you rather have the ability to see 10 seconds into the future or 150 years into the future? I tell you right off the bat which I would choose.
I would do 10 seconds.
Oh, sorry, 10 minutes.
Oh, I would do 10 minutes. Even I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
I
I think
guess
that was
that's
kind of an
probably
easy one,
better.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, why would you need to know what benefit would that give you to know 150 years in the future
You would just see 10 minutes you could use every day. You could use it almost all the time every
all the
day.
time?
150 years you would use it once, and then you would maybe use it again like 10 years later, and then like it would never really matter to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
That's just now that I'm
That,
thinking about it, that's a horrible one. These are so stupid, actually. These are I
here,
don't know what I looked up. Okay, would you rather be in jail for 5 years or be in a coma for a decade? I mean, that's more. I would do jail 5 years.
yeah, so would
It's a
I.
hard knock life. Yeah,
Yeah.
Russia. Okay, think about this. I'll put you this way: you get out of jail.
You're
You're
ripped.
just you're ripped. You got out of a
Yeah.
coma. You're like, ah,
Oh yeah, you're
you're sticking Bonestein.
well said. Yeah.
Would you rather have another 10? Okay, who made these? Would you rather have another 10 years with your partner or a one night stand with your celebrity crush? One night stand with my celebrity crush. You serious?
All right. I'm
Like, I'm not.
is
These are horrible.
what
Chris Bumstead,
okay,
like
what
you get old
what
quick.
website is that?
I just
Yeah.
looked up "Would you rather." I'm leaving this website. It's horrible.
Let me try to think of one. Let me try to think of one.
Okay, I was thinking of one, but only something I would want to happen
Mhm.
is I would always know. Okay, well, this is just something I want. This is not even a would you rather.
Mhm.
I would always being able to know how to do the handshake that's about to happen. Because I don't know about you, I have
Mm.
handshake anxiety.
S- I don't. I don't know. You know, okay, I feel like I'm the guy who makes other people feel uncomfortable because
Like you're like,
here's
come on, you go high. If you go high like this, it could be one of 10,000 different combinations.
well like honestly, I'm you know what? And there's like three people that I'll dap up, and then the rest of people they're getting a hey how you doing handshake. They're getting
Like
a hey
actual handshake.
they're getting an actual handshake, and it's gonna be a good squeezer too.
See,
And
okay,
that's just all I do.
that was me. I was a handshake squeezer. I mean, if I plan a handshake on you, I'm gonna give you a nice squeeze, but I feel like I was so looked down upon just giving everyone handshakes. So like, but dude, it's
Yeah,
not a
well, I mean,
handshake
how
setting.
often do you? I'll maybe like how often like you like running into people where like you feel like you need to do something with your hands with them.
It's more honestly, it's more in college. I feel like now, not so much. Now I feel like now I'm more handshake. But like back in the day, like when you like you always like run into your random friends at like college, like, oh hey, it's Mike. I haven't seen Mike since AP history class, and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
he comes in with one of these. You're like, okay, am I gonna? Is he gonna go for a dap? Is he gonna go for like a? Some just go like, I mean,
Oh, like
it
a
can be
flyby, like
a
ooh, beep.
flyby. It could be like a pull in. It could be like a zip zap. Like you never.
Yeah.
There's and let's be honest, Kevin. Um. Well, I don't know how to say this delicately. I just, I just get nervous with handshakes. I'm just end it right there. So I just feel like
Is it because
you not
do
being
you?
nervous is,
I mean, is it? Do you think it's just because like you're not as cool doing like dapping people up because you're white?
it- well, that's kind of where I was gonna go. Don't want to offend anyone, but I guess it's not really that
Mm-hmm.
offensive. I just feel like black people like they just know how to do cool handshakes,
Yeah.
and I get nervous like, okay, let's do something cool. Uh,
It's almost
Get
like
cool at myself.
it's almost like maybe they could have never seen before, but like two black guys could like it's like they like freeze time and talk about like the handshake, and then they're like, oh yeah,
Well,
what's
they
up?
pull off, yeah, they pull off magic right in front of me.
Yeah,
I'm like,
but
how'd you
also
guys
like
plan that?
if I can see someone's going in for something like that, I just assume that it's just gonna be I just gonna assume it's gonna be your like typical like your typical not even like dap up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it seems to be the popular one lately.
But I don't know.
That reminds me, Kevin, though. Just talking about like walking up to someone. I know we've said in the past few episodes like things that should. I know I brought this up. Things that should like little things that should be punished more, or even punished in
Mm-hmm.
general, like carts. Even carts around areas, like
Mm-hmm.
not covering your sneezes. But let me tell you, walking on the like left hand side of places, or just like in the wrong
Oh.
direction in general.
You mean
Like
you mean the way that everybody was taught not to walk?
yeah. Oh yeah, actually, that's exactly what I mean.
Yeah. Uh I agree with you.
Hmm.
People just don't know how to do things. Now that I think about it, okay, if you do that, that's just ridiculous. Like what? Like oh well, I guess it makes sense because you drive on
Oh,
that
what? When
side
we
of
were
the
why?
street.
You know what I mean? But Kevin, you don't. That's the thing.
There's certain things that people do, and I feel like they just do it just so like they can like they don't really have like a personality. They don't really have anything they can stick to. So like they do like these off things just so like, they can feel like they're different. but like really they're not because like all they're doing is like trying so hard to like to like be different, and then also it's a huge inconvenience to everybody else.
Yeah.
This
I don't.
isn't really in the same lane, but when you're walking too slow on a sidewalk
Mhm.
and you just have like a line of four people and they're all just
Ooh. That's 2 to 3 years.
so I think they were talking about doing this in China. I don't know if they're still doing it, but talking about uh they're talking about giving people social scores, and I think this is a very good idea. I'm not kidding. So like
Elaborate.
so like if you're a slow sidewalk walker,
First of all, are you being serious? You think it's a good idea? For preface.
yeah. So
Okay.
this is what we were just
Let's hear it,
talking about.
Kevin.
Okay, so you were just
I'm
saying
all ears. Come on, come on.
there needs to be punishments for something like this. The
Yes.
punishment is you lose points on your social score.
And then what?
Uh, well, I guess like the metric could be used like maybe for like job interviews or I don't know. Like honestly,
Oh,
best
like
case scenario,
if they'll kill your like execute your newborn son or not.
yeah. Or like
Huh.
best case scenario, like there's just like one app. It's like a Facebook, Twitter type deal, and your score is like just projected out into the app. Like everybody can see your score. So like everybody knows that you're like a huge piece of shit, like in some aspect, because if you're just losing points left and right, willy nilly, and then you see that like obviously like if you don't like, oh no, like the girl I like's gonna see that I have a bad social score, maybe I'll stop leaving my cart in the middle of a parking space.
Yeah, but how are they gonna know it's you?
Well, you have to like chip everybody. Either that or get cameras everywhere. Honestly, if I would I would lose complete privacy if we could implement that. Because
Okay.
I can tell you right now, I have it all figured out. So my social score would be fine.
That's the thing, Kevin. I feel like I would have a very. I mean, mine would be higher than yours. I don't do anything wrong.
Yeah, but
You've already
also like,
you already admitted to some things where I'm like, that's questionable, man. I'm not gonna knock you on it, but like going into the stall and just blowing it up in front of someone. I'm a quiet.
mm,
I'm a flusher. I'm the guy you want next to you in the stall. You.
no, you're the guy you don't want because you take too long.
No. No. No.
We're
No.
not buds here, all right?
I get it. It's just a business setting, but
No, no, no. I like it's one thing to like know all the social rules, but then there's another thing to you have to know when to bend them a little bit because that's how you're gonna get your social score. Because like you would have like a fine social score. It'd be fine, but it'd be like people would see it. Like the people would look on the app and they would see it and they would realize like I mean like he's like doing like the minimum, for a social score.
you're
He's like
hanky.
you're like he's like all right. I mean like his social score is okay. I mean he's not like a piece of shit, but also like I mean
Hmm.
I can just tell by his 600 social score that he's kind of a boner. Like he's not like
Wrong. And anyways, and that doesn't even matter because I would have a higher score than you, Kevin. And also, instead of that stupid like thing that's not going to actually happen, what should actually happen, and which would work, is if picture me and then I'm like the king in the seat, right? And people come up to me like you know, the meal times they'd be like, "Sir, we need more chickens for our farm. We're starving." He'd be like,
Mhm.
"Give him 10 chickens." He's like, he's the mob boss. Also, medieval times. Give him 10 chicken. But like, I sit there and people like walk up to me like, "It was him. I saw him. He left his
Yeah.
shopping cart." And like, he's like being like drug and like he's like already like bloody and
Yeah.
beaten. He's like giving drug in. I'm like, I'm like, "How do you plead?" He's like, "I'm sorry, my wife." And like immediately he admitted,
Mhm.
boom, giant hammer, just he's done. And
Hammer?
a hammer. I'm thinking just a big
Sledgehammer?
hammer. It'd be obviously a huge guy, or
Mhm.
it could be an automated, just a big hammer. Who would do anything wrong? People would be like,
Yeah, but so what you don't think you would get overthrown like immediately? You would never be able to get into power.
who would overthrow me? First person that does it gets hammered.
All you have
I
is one
Kevin,
hammer?
Kevin, I get a whiff of you plotting a rebellion,
Okay, you're not
I'm a
doing
ham
anything.
and
That's
then
just
squish you
silly.
with a giant hammer.
Listen, there's been greater men, there's been greater kings that have fallen harder than you will ever fall.
You're just pro China.
China. No, I'm pro people figuring out like I think what makes me mad is that I think about this stuff like all the time, like how people should be acting. And what makes me mad is that I know that they think about it zero.
I
Like they
know.
just go
Oh,
about
okay.
they gallivant through their life, not caring who they inconvenience or like
Do you
what
think
they
they just don't?
should be doing. Like,
Do you,
but there needs to be like a specific set a list of things you can and can't do. And if you break these, then everybody's gonna know.
see,
And
Kevin?
then you get canceled.
Two things. Two things. I feel like so. Clearly I was joking. I mean, if I was gonna be a king, I would go about it a different way. But that being said, I think you kind of sound a little maniacal. Like you have a plan. Like you sound like pre-pubescent Joker right now.
Prepubescent. Well,
Hmm.
that's just a little rude.
You sound like Joker before he got like Rose of Power and he's like scheming.
Rosa Parks.
Exactly, Rosa Parks. Uh, so, but okay, what actually annoys me the most. First of all, I was gonna say,
No, but like
do you
you
feel that?
said you what like okay, yeah, you're joking, whatever. You said you wanted to hammer people. I just want them to be I just want everybody to know how socially unacceptable they are.
Okay, well, no, I think there should be just like severe punishment for things. That's like my thing. Like,
What's worse than everybody not liking you? It's like the
some people
worst
just
thing that
don't
could
care. Well, I
happen.
was gonna say some people just don't care. Like when people break these rules, do you think they just okay, do you think they just don't care or they don't know? Because I think a lot of people don't care. So if you have a low score, like I don't care. It's the same reason I do all these things that gives me a low score because I just don't care.
Yeah, but
Project
there
Flood, your kingdom's
are
crumbling. My
consequences
kingdom was my kingdom was
for
thriving.
having a low score. Honestly, if you have a low score, guess what? You can't move into some
Oh,
neighborhoods. Your kids can't go to some schools.
you can't get food, you can't get water.
Yeah, maybe if your score's that low. Honestly, if your score's low enough, you go straight to prison.
No, actually, you can do this. I'll overthrow you, then implement my rule. Be like, wow, this actually works.
Mm, how about we try it? You know what? I'll let you go first. I'll let you try first, and then
Yeah,
I'll tell the people
I'm gonna
about
make
my
up.
idea.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna fabricate some lies that you did something. I'm gonna kill you right off the bat.
No, you can't do
Checkmate.
that. No, no, you can't do that because I already have a dead man hand in place.
Hmm. Okay.
So why don't we just do this together?
Okay. I'll be the hammer guy. I just want a big hammer. I went to a store the other day, and like I was at a Bass Pro Shop, and you just buy really cool like tools and like knives and hammers and like just for so cheap,
Mhm. Like a canoe.
like a canoe.
What's the coolest thing you can get at like a Bass Pro Shop or like a Cabela's?
Coolest. I looked like everywhere. So there's like,
Like a
I mean,
badass compound bow?
dude. First of all,
Like a
combo. Well, yeah, they're pretty cool, but like, I'm talking a full size. I mean, granted, it's not the best quality. A full size machete, like we're talking like Jason machete, was like
Mhm.
$25.
You can get like 3 of them.
You can like four of them.
You could have like 2 on your back and like 2 like this.
Hmm.
You could get 6 of them and have like you have 4 arms
Yeah,
like this.
exactly. I mean, they had like tomahawks, like those Indian tomahawks. So pretty cool.
Native Indian, American Indian. What's the way to say it now? Savage. Got that. Uh, did you see that the Cleveland Indians changed their team name? Mhm.
Actually,
Yeah, they're changing it to the Guardians.
Cleveland Guardians.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. That's what I heard.
Let me look
I thought
that
it was kind
up.
of ironic because like if there's one thing that American Indians weren't good at, it's kind of, like guarding stuff.
Land. Cleveland
Lame.
Indian.
Give it a goog.
Wait, actually,
Yeah.
Cleveland. The Cleveland. Wait, former name. Oh, it is. I because it used to be the Cleveland Naps, and I was like, that's the worst I've ever heard. Actually, Cleveland
Okay.
wants to make Cleveland, and that's actually a good name because the whole state wants to
Hey,
makes me want to take a nap. It
let me
is. It
let,
is it's the Guardians.
let me learn you something.
So
So
yeah.
I'm a Cubs fan.
Yes.
Early in the season, like these Cubs were wearing like these like kind of they're like cool jerseys. I don't know how many Cubs games you watch all the way in the boonies, but it's like these like navy blue jerseys and it says Wrigleyville across.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a cool jersey, but it's like kind of like seemed like oh they're like where it's like a special occasion jersey. It's like kind of like a retro deal. So I'm like, what is the
Retro
origin?
retro.
What's the origin of that?
Uh huh.
So I went down this rabbit hole of like the origin of like Chicago baseball teams, and I found out so it was almost like what like minor leagues would be now, and there was a team called the Chicago Whales. The Whales. I was like, okay, well, that's kind of a
Wales.
that's kind of a stupid name because
Yeah.
like I mean, there's never been a team called the Whales, one. And two, like Chicago is a landlocked city. It's like nowhere near it couldn't be
So like
further from
Michigan.
the ocean. There's no way. Yeah. Unless there was maybe I didn't look in too far into it. There could have been whales in Lake Michigan that they just hunted out, like fished out.
Yeah,
In
Kevin.
in this league, I mean, I think this was like early 1900s. So I guess like it was a different time, but worst team names ever. And by far the worst was the Atlanta farm system team, and it was called the Atlanta Crackers.
I actually like that. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I could see how
Hey, what
you'd
up,
like that.
Cracker?
Yeah. Yeah, and then
I can say that you can't, Kevin.
there was a Kansas City Honkies.
Seriously?
No.
What is a honky? Is it a white person?
No,
What's
there was
is a honky white
so
person?
yeah. It's like you, Honky.
Cancelled.
There
I'm
was
a
the 2 names that stuck
I'm
out
a
to me were
wop.
the
I'm
Atlanta
a wop.
Crackers because obviously, like, okay.
The New York wops
Dude, the Brooklyn Tip Tops. Tip Top.
is was a tip top.
It's like, oh, it's in tip top shape.
Oh, I thought it was like like a slang. I thought it was like a derogatory term.
No, I mean that all of them
Oh,
were racist.
look at those tip tops over there. And it's like,
Yeah. Honestly, that
who that be? What race would that be?
it'd probably be like I could see it being like an Englishman. He's got
Yeah,
like
like
the
a top
ascot.
hat,
Yeah.
like a monocle. Oh, man.
Oh, look at
Oh,
these
man.
tip top. Look at this fucking tip top over there.
The
Yeah,
Irish
it's
versus the British. Look those fucking tip tops over there.
welcome. Believe this tip top. You believe this tip top.
Anyways, so what were you saying? So you got the schmops, the wops, the tip tops, the
No,
honkies.
aren't those two crazy names? The Atlanta Crackers and the Brooklyn Tip Tops.
Yeah,
Today,
I like the tip
today's
tops.
a beautiful day in Brooklyn, New York. You know what? I'll tell you, it's a hot one. Today we got the Brooklyn Tip Tops, your home team, against the Atlanta Crackers. It's a beautiful day for a ball game.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, how it should be.
Good old American ingenuity.
Hmm.
But yeah,
We
it's
should
kind of
get back.
stupid up.
Should get back to that.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
It's
uh, I know this isn't a political podcast because we're anarchists, but
why would you say we're anarchists?
actually
Needs to be
we're
order.
there needs to be. Actually, no, we're not anarchists. What's the other one? Like, we're not dictators. Actually, we kind of do have a dictator vibe to us.
I'd rather be a cult leader than a dictator.
Yeah.
Just blonde women just come and dress me in white robes and just carry me away.
Yeah. But I was thinking like, well, I mean,
You,
obviously,
you,
like I feel
you are
there's a lot
free, my child.
there's a lot of debate over these like names and like personally, I mean, obviously, like I don't care. Like, be like, oh, you're not like them. So I feel like a lot of them don't. A lot of like Native Americans, or whatever, they don't care either. Like the majority of them don't care. It's like a lot of people, they get offended for them, but I feel like it'd be cool if like if there was like I don't know what the Washington Whiteys. Like just do that. Maybe make it maybe even it out a little bit.
Mhm. Yeah, like the
The
Houston
Washington
Honkies.
White folk, Houston Honkies. I'd be like,
Yeah,
I would buy a Honkies jersey,
yeah. Like,
Honkers jersey. You just like
the
cut has two cut.
what would be another one?
I think those are the two. I think those are the two I'm comfortable saying.
The
The Georgia Guinea Wops, and just a bunch of Italians.
oh, is there a lot of Italians in Georgia?
No, I just only things are the G, right? Alabama. Let's get Arizona, Arkansas. I don't know. What Alabama needs a baseball team or a football team. They really do, because like it's on state. It's like Iowa, where like everyone just loves the college sports, and I guess that's kind of cool and all. But like, it's like, come on,
Yeah, but also, like,
you guys do something.
do you guys really deserve, like, a
Yeah, actually, probably not.
aren't you pretty close to Atlanta too? Like, why don't you just glom onto their sports?
The 2-1-2. I don't know. I don't know. I might actually become a Braves fan. Everyone's a Braves fan over here.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking for a team.
Yeah. I kind of.
Let's start
Oh,
our own baseball team.
they traded. They released Jake Arrieta.
I mean,
In case you weren't already. In case you didn't already have lack of hope. But all right, Kevin. Well, I think. I think next episode we should do the World War II episode. So.
all right. Yeah, well, you guys look forward to that. Um, let us, you know what? We'll do 3 World War II episodes, and each one will be dedicated to the different theaters. So let us know which one you guys want us to start with. We'll probably
Oh,
start with
dude.
the
And I guess I got some new juicy info too. A new tidbit for World War II that I never even
ooh, a
knew
new
of. And I'm not. I was like, no, beep. And I'm like, I never knew that. So it's kind of interesting. So I'll tune in next week to hear my little tidbit.
It's the show.
Yeah. And that's the gambit. Okay.
What if we just kept we just kept wrapping it up different ways?
And that's the ball game.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Let's see.
And that's the way, I like it, uh-huh.
Oh my. I'm trying to blank on some other catchphrases. Like usually.
Toodles, toodles, bye everybody, toodles.
Take care and God bless America.
You know what? You guys have been a great crowd. Thank you, San Diego. How fun would it be to be a 70s or 80s rock star?
What was like Greta Van Fleet? They're like the modern day one. That
What'd you
didn't
just
answer
say
the
to me?
question. I think it'd be fun. But the Greta Van Fleet, which is like basically the new Led Zeppelin.
Greta Van Fleet?
Yeah, look him up.
I'll give
Look him
him
up,
a,
Ski.
I'll look him up.
Give him a ring. Hey, it's Greta. What can I do for you? Hey,
Oh,
Greta, it's Kevin. I just was wondering, what you
I
guys are up
mean,
to?
so like, all right, we'll end on this really quick. I mean, yeah, sure. You could be the biggest star in the world today, but it's nothing like being a star in the 70s and 80s when there was no not only was there not smartphones, there weren't cell phones, there weren't even cameras. Like you had free reign on just anything. You could do whatever you want. Like there's no such thing as getting canceled.
Mhm.
You were just like the most popular like human beings in the entire world, and you had like infinite money, and you just traveled the world and just imposed your will on the people you met.
Yeah.
You might as it was like a modern day like Genghis Khan. Instead of like slaughtering people, you just like played like sick guitar riffs for like
It's like a modern day Chick-fil-A. Thank you for listening to the latest episode of Kevin and Jake Show.
we'll end it there. So you sound like the guy from Audible. This is Audible.
Is Audible. This
This
is
is
Audible.
Audible.
I am in your closet right now.
This is Audible. Jacob Sokola. Jacob Sokola. Jake Sokola. I am recording this from your closet as you listen.
This is Audible. You have 36 hours to deliver the money, or your daughter will be killed.
This is Audible. We need $2 million in non-sequential, non-marked $20 bills. And if not, then we will blow up this children hospital. This is Audible.
Thank you. You see this? I throw my used car batteries in the ocean. Ryan sent me that.
Are you gonna put that on your car?
I don't know. I think okay. I was going to, but I'm like, I can't go
Dude,
to work and have that in my car. I'm like,
yeah.
who is this guy?
Also, like, how do you feel about people with bumper stickers? Or stickers like any stickers on their car, even like windshield sticker, anything like that? Hey, you know what? That would dock you some social points for
I'll
sure.
tell you, that's not putting. There's just, I mean, or how are these people that have like a million stickers on their car?
Yeah, like
It's like, whoa,
it's
whoa, whoa, whoa.
see, this is why we need social score because those like people like this, they don't have any purpose. They don't have any
Yeah,
personality. They don't have anything to offer the world.
yeah.
And they know that. And instead of like developing a skill or like getting good at something or like just like trying to be a better, like more likable person, they do things like put bumper stickers all over their car and then
I,
like comment on Twitter and stuff like that.
yeah. Dude, I'm so happy you just said that because I was literally eating before I did this. And I was on Twitter and I was like looking at some random things. I'm like, who comments? I'm like, you have to be some just low life, like just loser to comment. So
Yeah,
that's why you really know. But Kevin, I had an epiphany as you were just talking. I actually
you're
think of
welcome.
a,
You're
no,
welcome. I
actually,
try.
thank you because so we do implement social. I was thinking of a hybrid between ours, right? There's a social score, but if it goes below a certain, like if you're like below a certain percentage, then you get entered into a pool to do like a Hunger Games.
Dude, you know what? As soon as you start talking, I was feeling it. Love it. That's
Or like
yeah,
either Hunger Games, like just a gladiator fight, like, and
all of
everyone,
them.
all the good, all the productive people get to watch and enjoy this of all the low lives fighting.
Mhm. Yeah. There'll be like there could be like a Hunger Games. There could be like one of the like have you ever seen the movie Death Race? Like a crazy like race. There could be
Hmm.
like a death marathon, like you have to like run, but also you get weapons and stuff. But like the first one to cross the finish line or the last person alive wins. So
Yeah,
we have like all these different events. And if your social score drops below something, because we're all about rehabilitation. Because
yeah.
at the end, so like I said, like you need to
At the
develop
end
a
of the
skill.
day,
Hey, get good at something. Just get good at something. So you get to pick which event you want to do. And then like, I mean, so you go to like some sort of like prison training facility.
yeah,
And let's say you get a certain amount of time, maybe
mhm,
anywhere from like 2 to 6 months to train for this event.
yeah,
So you can actually like try to get good at it. And and then maybe it'll give you some purpose in life. Maybe it'll be like a wake-up call. Because otherwise,
yeah.
if you don't get good at this thing, then you die. So you better start
I like
caring
that.
about something.
I've always thought too,
You
like, okay,
better
this,
get your ass up and start
yeah.
caring.
I was thinking prisoners, like really bad prisoners, like death row people, or like just lifers, should like be like able, like I don't think to be forced to or give the option to like be in either like a gladiator arena or like some Hunger Games. Like first of all, like because then kind of get rid of like those people that are just doing nothing. Give
Mhm,
people entertainment and like, hey, don't be bad or else you're gonna get murdered in a gladiator arena.
mhm.
And like I think just so many positives, Kevin. So many positives coming out of it. Positive, productive, purposeful.
Positive, productive, purposeful. This is Audible.
Positive, productive, purposeful. This is a prison reform by Kevin and Jake. This has been a Kevin and Jake original. Thank you for listening.
All right, now we're done.
Speaking of done, you know what I mean? All right, yeah. I think I peed.
Hey, we might not be done, but at least I finished. I finished like 20 minutes ago.
But it was here where Mothman became a legend.